Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tellin Tuesdays with myself, Deirdre Ryan. I am a certified parent coach and I work with clients in person, one on one, and online. And I also host a range of talks and workshops and meetups, really to support each and every one of you to be the parents that you want to be. So it's been the last 2 weeks all about clarity, getting clear, getting clear on what this season means for myself and my family. And we have our slogan now for the year is Christmas Our Way. That's sort of our tagline for everything. It's our place and our moment and our time to check in with ourselves. Really taking back our power, right? So that's very, very, very helpful. And also last week I did talk about getting clear for me as a parent, right? And I brought love to the forefront again. And it was really helped this week to stay grounded and anchored in the love. It was a calmer week, the more patience, so it was less eruptions, right? And from myself, and then the beauty of that is one of the days my kiddo shared something with me, and they said they shared it because they knew I was putting love at the forefront. So me doing that created a safe space that allowed my kid to share something with me, which they may not have shared otherwise. So again, just the beauty and the simplicity of getting clear on what it is, why we're parenting, what we want to share, what we want to transmit. And I know this time of year for myself, and I know I'm not alone, it's very easy to get swept away in all kinds of ideas. There's all kinds of emotions and feelings. Maybe old feelings of your own Christmas from when you were little can come up. You could have suffered a big loss at Christmas, that could come up. This could be your first year without a loved one, and that's going to bring up a lot. Right, then we have all the ideas of, presents and gifts and celebrations and uh, there's a lot, and it's not for everyone. It doesn't work for everyone. It can stress a lot of people out, both children and adults. So I think my invitation more this week is just to you, to each and every one of you, just to notice. Notice, how are you feeling? Are you feeling very stressed? Can you take some of those demands off your plate? How are your kids feeling? Are you noticing a lot more stress responses in your children, right? Children and adults as well often don't realize or have the capacity to share, and express in the moment what's really going on for them, right? So you may just go into a stress response, right? So again, it's like, just my invitation is take notice, right? Christmas can bring, and holidays can bring a lot of upheaval, right, as well. So if you're looking at loss of routine, that can be a profoundly anchoring thing for a child or for a parent or a family. So your routines will be disrupted if your kid is in school, right? And even if they're not in school, a lot of classes and meetups and all that will stop now. So there's a big disruption there that can cause a lot of stress in children and in adults, right? And also there's disruptions to our homes, right? For some children, that can be very devastating, right? Furniture can be moved to bring in trees. Things can be shuffled around, right? If the way the house is arranged is something that provides stability and comfort and safety for a child, moving furniture can be very distressing, right? So bringing new things in and new ornaments. Now you might have lights and different colors. Lights can make noise, they often do. Some flicker, some, I don't know, like the LEDs. There's all these different little things that can add little stresses. You might have different scents. Maybe you have candles burning. So again, the sensory environment of our homes can change, right? Which can also, if you're, for any of us, myself included, being highly sensitive, that alerts my nervous system. It's not sure if that's a danger or not. So it's a bit more on high alert. So the environments can change. Then don't forget, we might be going to see Santa or going ice skating or going visiting or having visitors over. So these are really big, high energy social um, events and gatherings, which again can they can have more stress, add more stress to the body, and again, to our children and to ourselves, right? So again, we're just noticing, that's all, just noticing, right? If you're starting to feel a little bit agitated, right? Just that's your body saying, this is too much, right? And go back to, what is it I want for Christmas? What is my anchor? Is my anchor in connection, right? When we're distressed like that, even from a physiological perspective, when we're under stress, our empathetic our resonance shuts down. That's why when we're in highly stressed states, it's hard to empathize with other people, right? So if connection is our focus for this season, right? Stress will get in the way of that, right? So if you're starting to feel any way like that, be like, okay, let me maybe take those things off, or, maybe we don't need to do them. Maybe this isn't connecting, maybe this is disconnecting. So again, it's just being curious and noticing, and know that this is such a beautiful and powerful time for you to really experience yourself and your children. So again, don't forget, I know even for myself as an adult, I usually have the explosion before I realize consciously what's going on. Oftentimes that's what happens, right? So it's not just for our children, it's also for ourselves as parents, right? So again, lots and lots of disruptions to schedules, to our rooms and our spaces, to our sensory environments, right? And then the expectation levels are massive, right? Both for children and for adults, and then you have the thing called gifts and presents, which can be really, really challenging, right? It can be very challenging, even to get gifts for people. You maybe want to get the right gift, and you're worrying, are they going to like it? Are they not going to like it, right? It can be challenging to receive gifts, right? And if you're expected to open the gifts in front of someone else, it can be really upsetting, right? Because you don't know if you're going to like it. And I'm going to just say it, putting it out there, it's okay not to like gifts. It's absolutely okay not to like a gift. Not liking a gift is not the same as not liking the person that gave it to you, right? I think we really have a lot of judgment and shame in that, and it can happen to kids. A kid may open it and be like, oh, I don't like it. And then the parent feels shame and judgment. Maybe they feel like their kid is entitled or not grateful. And, they're feeling judgment. Now the kid's feeling judgment, and the kid's just expressing an opinion that's as simple as that. It's okay not to like gifts. We've created a culture in our home that ensures that it is okay not to like gifts. It is okay. It is okay if you don't like it. Like, I give gifts because I enjoy it, but it doesn't mean, I'm not always going to get the right thing. And it is a big stress for someone to carry, to try to, get this gift. Then they maybe don't like it. And then maybe the parent or a relative is upset that they didn't like it. Now there's a lot of judgment going on. That's not a gift. That's not a gift. It's not the gift that I think we intend to give anyway, So I think creating that space and allowing that, just saying, look, it's okay. It's okay not to like gifts. It really, really is. And that's all right. It's not, our love isn't the gift. It's not the gift. In that sense, it's not the present, the thing that we're giving, right? It doesn't diminish whether we like or don't like the gifts. And I know even in our own home, before any type of gift giving time, like Christmas or at a birthday, even before we start, we kind of do like just a sigh, like a disappointment almost, because that also can happen with gifts. You might, you may not get what you want. You may feel disappointed. You may not like what you got. You could be disappointed. You may be sad just because there's no more gifts to get. There's so much buildup and hype around the gifts that we're given, and at this time. So there could be all these emotions, and I just want to say, and just offer it out. Just create a space where all of those emotions are okay. All those emotions are okay. And even when kids are getting gifts, you may see a lot of stress responses and may get angry or upset. Also because maybe it's too much. Maybe the amount of gifts is too much. Maybe the emotions inside of them, even joy, right? Joy can feel like too much. It can be overwhelming, right? So there's so many things going on that we may not give time for, right? To really understand. And So again, I think just getting really clear on what it is you want for this celebration, right? And and then creating environments that align with that, with your values, right? And creating spaces to allow for all of our children's emotions, because it is a very, I find it, I find it a very overwhelming time. And I'm an adult. I do find it very overwhelming. And because I'm overwhelmed, don't forget that means I'm going to be a bit more stressed. And not this year, because it's Christmas our way, right? But if I'm more stressed, right, remember I said where the empathetic resonance is no longer able to function, right? And also we're going to be more reactive. And again, I know that's not the Christmas any of us designed, set out for. So I think everything I have felt in myself in the past week is about getting clear, whether it's about what sort of celebration you have or what type of parent you want to have, right? Or maybe what type of, um, family values that you have, right? What does this Christmas mean for you? And if the stress is coming in, how can we either reduce or completely get rid of that stress, not only for ourselves, but for our children, right? So, and as the adults, we are going to have to help them through a lot of these stressors that they may not even really understand. And especially because Christmas and the holidays and everything is supposed to be fun and connecting and family time, right? And it's not always, doesn't always feel like that, right? So I guess, yeah, my big, my parting words before this Christmas are just be clear with yourself, get curious with how you're really feeling and how your kids are. And just when you notice the stress responses, right, just coming back in, regulating ourselves. And so you can help your children to regulate and just really noticing all of the changes, all of the changes that the children will be experiencing over this time. And some kids, just like some adults, find change easier and some find it harder, right? And some find different changes easier or harder, right? It's just human. It really is just human. So, yeah, I just wish you all so much love and so much joy and so much clarity. And also, it's okay if you have so much sadness or grief or anger or fear, right? We want to create a space where all of it's welcome. All of it's welcome. All of your humanity is beautiful and necessary. And I just want to thank you all for showing up and being the best parents that you want to be. So, till next time, bye.